Hello, so I wanted to do an update on my budget. This is going to be kind of like a bi-weekly budget update. Also an update on my debt Snowball, which I am tracking. So I have all of my planners here. And this is just my little personal daily planner. So I have that here. And just to show an update of what I've done to my planner so far, I did create like a subscription tracker. And the few little note pages that I have in the beginning of the planner, there's just blank note pages or blank pages for notes. So I kind of created a little subscription tracker here so I can start keeping track of like what subscriptions I had, and I'm glad that I did that because I'm looking at some of them and I'm kind of like, I know that I probably don't want to renew those this year. For example, like my Instacart, I've actually been using Walmart delivery and pickup a lot, and even Walmart pickup is free. So I probably am not going to renew my Instacart subscription. And then I also have some other subscriptions that I need to add on here as well. I need to add my Cosmopolitan, which is $35 a year. And then I also have, and I'm thinking about getting the Blink doorbell subscription. So I may add that in, but I did start putting some things here, and that's just what it looks like. It has the date that it's due, typically, what the bill is, of course, the amount, the frequency, whether it's a monthly or yearly subscription, and whether it auto renews. And actually thinking about it, I could have left this column out because pretty much all of my subscriptions auto renew. I mean, yeah, that's the purpose of, well, that's one of the biggest benefits of keeping this tracker, is that I can kind of see when they're coming and plan it for myself, because pretty much, not pretty much, yeah, all of my subscriptions auto renew. So sometimes I'll completely forget about it and it just comes out of my account and I'm like, what in the world is that? So yeah. And then I also created a debt tracker over here as well. I wasn't entirely sure of how I wanted the layout for this to be, but I kind of just threw something together. I do still have a few more blank pages, I believe, in here that I can kind of adjust if I decide that I want to do that. But I did go ahead and, of course, just label this debt tracker. I have like my starting balances for the month. Oh, and also because the space for my notes pages are limited, I thought about maybe just updating this tracker maybe like every 3 months, or probably every 3 months, I would say, because 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, so that way I'd be able to have it for the year. So I'm thinking about every 3 months I may like update with this type of column situation. So the idea here was to just put the first month when I have the starting balance as for these debts, and then I also have like the ending balance, and I guess I could put the month there. Now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm rethinking, because maybe I could do January to March, then maybe like April to July or something like that. I may do that because I was actually going to put like the ending balance for that month, which is January. But if I want to do this every 3 months, I may do like the ending balance at the 3rd month instead. I'm not sure. I'll think about that some more. But even with this kind of main overall debt tracker, I do still use like just a piece of paper just to kind of like keep up with my debt bi-weekly. So yeah, I went ahead and just kind of created the other column or like chart here. And then I'm going to make probably like 2 more sections down here. And again, it's just the list of debt that I have. Oh, and then I want to add in a medical debt tracker. Not sure yet, but I'm thinking about doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and flip to January, because that's where we are. I'm going to go to my monthly overview here. There are some things that have already been paid off that I just didn't mark off. So I'll do that now. And This is one, of course, because we're almost at the end of the month. That was an appointment. I had a credit card bill due here, but I paid extra on it the month before, so I really didn't have anything due. Typically, I'd have it due on that day, but I already paid it, so there's nothing there. I paid this. I want to say I paid that, of course. And then this is the weekly end, so I haven't paid any of these. I think I paid something on this, not that full amount, because it was, my capital one is originally due on the 10th, but I started like a new payment plan and they moved it to the 20th. So that one's kind of like in a weird spot right now. This was also adjusted, so this is kind of up in the air. And this was supposed to automatically deduct, but we had a holiday, so these bills actually I have not seen come out of my account yet, but I budgeted for them with my last paycheck that I got on the 6th. So they're still just sitting in my account. They haven't came out, and I guess the money is still there. So this is kind of a weird limbo situation there. But so yeah, so everything prior to I've already, most of this, I ain't gonna say most of this stuff, but I paid pretty much everything that I needed to pay with my last paycheck to get me up until this point of my new paycheck. Today is the 18th right here. So I will be doing my bi-weekly budget for like everything that's due kind of like this week, and then all the way up until my next payday, which will be the next month. So that would include this Atmos bill, my Best Buy bill, Comcast, Methodist, and Xfinity Mobile. And I'll get into marking some more of these off because I actually just paid a few of those. But moving on to my like debt Snowball bi-weekly update, I guess. This is a list of my total debt. I actually got some medical bills, so I went ahead and added that into this list. I don't typically like to like add my medical in with my regular bills just because I use my HSA card to pay for a lot of my medical, but nevertheless, this is my new total debt that I started out with today. Because today is the 18th, like I said here, and I don't get paid until the 20th. This is more of a proposed or hypothetical kind of like budget that I'm working with. So some of these numbers will stick and some of it may fluctuate a little bit just because I haven't gotten my actual paycheck, but I'm kind of planning ahead for when I do get my paycheck in a couple of days. This is what I plan on doing with it, and that is very helpful to me, even though I may have to adjust, like, you know, based on like real time of what I actually get. It's still helpful because it gives me an idea of what to look forward to paying. So again, this is my list of total debt. Eurofins is a medical bill that I received in the mail today for $260. I have an LI loan, which this was like for medical treatment, but it's not technically a medical bill, but I feel like I probably could categorize it as such and maybe even use my HSA card for that. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm going to transition this bill over to, because I typically just kind of pay it regularly with like my regular income, but I'm thinking about using like my HSA account to start paying this if I can. But yes, so I have an LI bill for $23.83.71, Saver One credit card for $245.24. This is a small credit card. I opened up, I think the balance on is like $350. But this was back like in December, of course, when I was buying Christmas gifts and stuff for my daughter. And I needed to get my car fixed. I needed to get some parts for my car. So I went ahead and got like this small credit card. Of course, it's not ideal to, like, you know, if you're trying to get rid of debt, to open more debt. But I mean, I need my car to make more money, so I had to do that. But the balance is pretty small, so it's not that bad. So yeah, that's Saver One for $245.24. I have a Quicksilver card, which is $66.43.23, one of my largest bills. Best Buy $22.22.03, Lowe's $14.28.95, Victoria's Secret $9.89.65. I received a Baptist medical bill for $11.56.07, and I have a Methodist hospital bill for $667.27. I kind of mentioned this Methodist one before because it was on a recurrent payment with my HSA card, so I didn't really factor it in when I did like my bi-weekly budgets, or I never really have, just because it's on a recurrent payment with my HSA card, which is totally separate from like my regular disposable income that I use. So the amount was small. It was in like a separate account, so it really didn't bother me. But I recently got an employer contribution to my HSA card, so I'm actually going to go ahead and try to knock this bill out. Well, I am going to knock that bill out today. But so this is my total list of debt here, and the total of all this $15,996.09. Then after today, my proposed balance will be this much, $13,667.51. So from the total list of debt, I brought over just only the medical stuff. So that would be the Eurofence of $260, Baptist at $1156.07, Methodist at $667.27, and Ally at $2383.71. Again, I plan to use my HSA for this, but not entirely sure how that'll work, but I brought it over here. So that was like the total of medical debt that I had here. Then my HSA starting balance, like the last time I used my card was on the 13th, and my balance was $1863.61. My balance was still that today. So with this total list of medical debt here, I'm starting out with a balance on my HSA card of $1863.61. So that's what I have to spend on this debt here. So again, today is the 18th. So I went ahead and paid my Eurofence off that small bill that I got today, just because it's small. So I'm pretty much using the debt snowball method here, but with like only the medical stuff. So I went ahead and paid the Eurofence off, which was $260. I went ahead and paid Methodist off in full, which is $667.27. And at that point I had spent $927.27. And that left me with a balance of $936.34 on my HSA card. And I had the Baptist bill left, which was $1156.07. And all I have left on my card now is $936.34. So I decided to just put $900 towards the Baptist. So I went ahead and put Baptist, like $900 toward Baptist, which left me with a balance of $256.07 on this Baptist account. And it left my HSA balance at $36.34. So after paying that, I have a new balance on my HSA account of $36.34. And my new list of medical debt would be Baptist with $256.07. And then I still have that Ally there for $2383.71. So all of the things in red here have been paid. That has been adjusted to a smaller balance, and then I have this left in the open. So that's what I've done with my medical for today, and I also kind of marked that over in my planner as well, because like I said, like this was on a recurring plan, and some other things I had listed over here that would be helpful for me to mark them out in my planner as well. But this is what I've done for my medical and using my HSA account. So now my new list of debt is here based on what I've just adjusted there. So for my new list of debt in order is the same credit card, the small credit card I use for my car. Saver one at $245.24. My Baptist is now at $256.07. My Victoria's Secret is still $989.65. Lowe's is $1428.95. Best Buy is $2222.03. Ally is $2383.71. And my Quicksilver is $66.43.23. since my Baptist balance and my Saver One, well, since my Baptist balance is so small, even though I had it over here on my medical kind of sheet and I was using my HSA for it, since my HSA balance is low and my Baptist bill is small enough for me to handle with my regular paycheck, I'm going to go ahead and pay the remaining balance with just like my regular income. That doesn't get, what's the word, like deducted to my HSA account. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pay this like with my regular budgeted fees for the next 2 weeks. So this is my list of debt, new list of debt currently as of the 18th. And my plan for my paycheck when I get paid on the 20th in a couple of days, this Friday, is to pay off these top two here. And so then I'll just have like these left, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5. I'll have those 5 left. Okay, so I had to go back in and readjust, which I'm glad I came up with this sticky note idea because like I said, until the actual numbers and stuff and goes through and everything actually hits, then yeah. So so I have my starting balance here, which I said was safe always to budget for my paycheck. So I have my estimated paycheck amount here for $1,400, and I said I wanted to pay off that Saver One at $245.24. Pay off the rest of Baptist at $256.07. I have Best Buy due at $78, at most $124.44. Comcast $82.93, and then I had to pencil in my cell phone because I forgot about it, which is about $60 there. And so my notebook is falling. So, about $60 there. So that gives me a total of $1,400 minus all of these things, leaves me with $553.32. And then these are like must-haves. So these are things that I absolutely have to pay for with this paycheck, or yeah, like I don't have a choice. I just have to pay for these things. So this is like my must-have category. And then the other categories are flexible, but I still wanted to kind of give like a proposed idea of what I'm thinking I might spend on those. So I work from home, so I don't do a whole lot of commuting. The most driving I do is driving my daughter to and from school. And of course, it's within close proximity. So I don't burn a whole lot of gas. And yeah, so I have this, my proposed budget for gas is about $100. Like I said, I don't really drive many places or use it much, so that really fluctuates. I may not need all of that, you know, or I may use it plus some. But I just kind of gave an estimated budget of about $100 for the next 2 weeks. And then I gave myself a food budget of about $200. I do have like extra outside work to make it like extra additional income. So I put this in parentheses because I'm expecting to get about $200 a week with it. So I'm going to use that income for this. So I just put in parentheses because it's not going to be like coming out of everything like I don't know how to describe it. Like I just put parentheses around it because I plan on using that money for that. So it's going to be like a quick in and out type of situation with the money. I don't know a better way to describe that. So hopefully that makes sense. But if it doesn't, it's fine because it'll all add up in the end. So let's just say gas and food here. I have about $300. And then I also want to do some cash envelopes. I want to do vacation in Florida. And I want to try to save about $250 with each paycheck. So about $250 bi-weekly, which is about $500 a month. So I would like to save about $250 for my Florida cash envelope, which is for our vacation. Again, this is not as important, of course, as paying rent. So it can fluctuate if I needed to, but this is just ideally, I would like to save that much if I can. If not, oh well. So I have that there. And then for my Sam's Club shopping haul. So I like to do like Sam's Club hauls because my like tissue and paper towels and all that stuff, it lasts for a super long time. I don't have to worry about paying for it over and over again, like every month. So I decided to start doing like kind of a cash envelope for Sam's Club and just putting a little money in it every month. So that way when I do my big spend every 3 to 6 months or whatever, I just kind of pull from that. And it's not a huge lump sum coming out at once. So with those little couple of things, and then like I said, this is just proposed. Depending on how the money come out, I may add or subtract things. Like I may add another cash envelope here, or I may take out some of the money that I'm putting into the Florida one. That just kind of varies, but again, just as a proposed plan, this is what I have. So starting here with this $553.32, because I know I'm absolutely paying for these things. So starting with the $553.32 here, if I subtract gas and food from that, which I gave about $300 here, $100 for gas, $2 for food, and I subtract about $350 for my cash envelopes, because I wanted to put $250 to Florida and $100 for Sam's. And then I add $200 for additional income. If I add that into there, then I have a new balance of $103.32. Whenever I have like balance left over like that, I try not to leave too great of a balance to where I'm tempted to just spend it and blow it. But I try not to leave too little, or at least try to have a little something left over, just in case anything comes up during the week. Like if I need to buy my daughter lunch, or she needs something for school, or I have to drive further than I thought and I need a little more gas, just kind of a little extra wiggle room there. So I like that I have this little balance here left over. And I will just keep that until the next time I get paid, or use it if I have to. But if I still have this amount the next time I get paid, then I just kind of put a little bubble here just to remind myself that to do like a car savings. I would like to add that as a cash envelope here, but like I said, I want to keep a little wiggle room in case I need money for emergency. So, but if I don't end up using this money, I would like to kind of add it to a car savings, because like I said before, I had to get some stuff done on my car, and there's still a few other things I need to fix on it. I need new tires and some other stuff. So if I can start kind of like preparing to pay for that, that would be helpful. But yeah, that'll be like what I'm left with, you know, based on this bi-weekly paycheck. So that's pretty much everything that I have for this week. That's an update on all of my debt and bills, and like how everything is coming along with the debt snowball method. And what else? Yeah, so and one last thing, I'll show how I kind of set up the planner for this. So let me move on to this week. This not this week. So for this week, I have some to-dos that I need to do and stuff that I plan on filling in today. I'm a little behind on the days since we had a holiday Monday. But I did write a lot of it down in my daily planner that I made transfer over here that I know I'm not going to get to. But I have like the weekly part of my planner listed here. I have payday marked. I did a little section over here of like bills that are due. And then this is going to be bills like to pay on that I want to pay the balance off of. So technically these are not due, but I want to go ahead and pay them off when I do get paid. So I have them here as a reminder. But I am going to kind of label this area with a sticker. I think I left my stickers in the other room, so not doing it now. But I did list out like everything that I want to pay for this week. I kind of listed it in this bills due column, just so when I get paid, I know I got stuff to pay and I can't just blow this money off, pretty much. So I have those listed there. I checked off the medical ones that I paid today, which I was able to do because I used my HSA card that had the money on there. But I do need to update like the Methodist one. I'm not going to have, I already have it written out for next week, and I know I'm not going to have this bill anymore. since I paid it off. But yeah, so that's what I have planned for this week for my bi-weekly budget. Where did my bookmark go? Here we go. And then what else? Something I was gonna just, okay. So yeah. And then I did my total debt thing. That's it. That's it. So after this pay period, these two will be paid off. So I won't have these anymore. And then I know I said like I'm allocating some money to like cash envelopes and stuff, which ideally, in my opinion, if my goal is to save money and pay off, well, to pay off debt, then I should be paying off debt with that money and not like putting it into the side. But I don't know, I'm grown, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, so. But that's just how much I'm willing to spend on debt for this pay period. So after that, these will be gone and I will be like allocating more to get this balance down and get that down and so on and so forth, without like, I'm trying to pay off the debt without making myself feel completely broke or completely like being down to nothing. But yeah, it's coming along.